Okay, guys, let's start with actually course outline. Can you see the course outline?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
so let's start. Independent University Bangladesh IUB, course name Discrete Mathematics, course ID CSC 201, 3 credits. Course instructor Vijay Raman Arif. I have provided both of my email ID. So it is actually my personal email ID, vijayarif@gmail.com. And I have also provided you my IUB email ID, vijayarif@iub.edu.bd. So you can email me to any of these two because I'm always available to both of these two email ID. And email ID is my preferred way to contact. Okay. In case of any emergency, I have given you my cell number, but don't try to call me actually. Try to email me. Okay. Sometimes it might happen that the suddenly you have facing very uh, very emergency moment and you don't have access to internet or something like that, you have access to cell phone, that time you can call me. Okay, so help time is actually st 1 to 3:30, st 1 p.m to 3 p.m and Monday 1 to 5 p.m or any other time by appointment. So usually I'm always available in internet, so don't worry, you can email me anytime if you want. Okay, room number is unnecessary in this moment. So let's go to objective. Discrete mathematics is the governing mathematics of computer science. It is the blend of different apparent unrelated branches of mathematics studies in discrete fashion. So actually, discrete mathematics is dealing with everything, all the branches of mathematics, but not very continuous fashion. Okay, so they started with this. Uh, they talked about this branch of mathematics for a little bit, then again another branch of mathematics for a little bit. This way it will continue. So that's why it is studying different branches of mathematics in a discrete fashion. In this course, we are going to study different techniques, tools, and problems in discrete mathematics related with computer science. That is the important part. Now let's go to topics. Lecture 1 plus 2 plus 3 for 4. We'll start our class with logic, propositional logic. So we are talking about basic correctives and truth table, logical equivalence, quantifiers, the use of definitions, the rule of inferences, the problem of the proof of theorems, those things. Okay. Then in lecture 5, 6, 7, we'll start set theory, operations and theorems on set theory, counting on set theory, Venn diagrams, introduction to probability theorem, and different theorems and practices. Then lecture 8, 9, 10 will start the theory of function. We'll talk about relation and function, the function plane, one-to-one, onto special, different special functions, the pigeonhole principle, analysis of algorithm, equivalence relation and partitions, and those things. In lecture 11 and 12, lecture 11, 12, and 13, we'll start the combinatorics, the rules of sum or add, the rule of product or multiplication, permutation, combination, and the binomial theorem, combination with repetition. Then we will seek for midterm. Okay, this is up to midterm. Do you have any question about midterm topics?
Sir, how will the midterm exam take? Like on
Okay,
what?
I'm going to talk about that one. Don't worry. Later.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Then any more question actually? Any more question? No question. Okay.
No question.
No, sir.
Okay, sir. Then after midterm, we'll start again with combinatories, rest topics of the combinatories. So lecture 14, 15, 16, and 17. Some of one or two lectures, we finish the combinatories. Then after finishing the combinatories, we'll start introduction to mathematical induction. Mathematical induction. The world ordering principle, recursive definition, different theorems related with recursion, division algorithm, GCD algorithm, the final theorem of arithmetic. Then lecture 18 and 19 will start the number theory. So selected topics on number theory, primes, modular algebra, etc. Lecture 20, 21, 22, the principal inclusion and exclusion, generalization of principle. Nothing is in the right position, recurrence relation, those should be studied. Lecture 23, introduction to graph theory, application and practices. Lecture 24, introduction to tree, application and practices. So actually, most probably these two topics, the graph theory and the tree theory, we might not cover. We might not get time to cover those topics. But up to this, up to recurrence relation, everything would be covered. And then finally we sit for final exam. Okay, tell me, do you have any question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
So how will we learn that last two topics then?
No, actually, graph theory and trees, those are, you people are all from computer science and computer engineering background, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you will start learning graph theory and tree, then you always using graph and tree. So don't worry. In data structure and in algorithm courses, we are dealing with so much graph and tree, then you become very, very experienced with graph and tree. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Even in discrete mathematics, we are talking about very basics of graph and tree. But main uh, main features of graph and tree you will learn in data structure, data structure and algorithms. Then you always study graph and tree because those are two very, very, very important in computer science. Okay?
Okay.
All right, guys. Now, if you see, we are dealing with many branches of mathematics in discrete mathematics. The first one, this one is actually logic. The second one, this is actually set theory. The third one, this is actually function theory. The fourth one is actually combinatorics. The fifth one is proof technique and mathematical induction. The sixth one is actually number theory. The seventh one is recurrence relation. The eighth one is graph theory. The ninth one is tree. So you understand 9 or 10 topics from different branches of mathematics we try to cover. Please remember, each of these branches are itself, each of these branches are itself lifelong study. Now, all these 8, 9 branches we are trying to cover in only 3 months. So you understand, we are not go very deep in each branches. We are just dabble. You know what is the meaning of dabble, right? Excuse me?
No, sir. What does that mean?
Dabble means we do not go very deep in the water. We just touch the water. Okay?
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you.
Just touching the water. So we don't go any branch very deep inside. We'll just know the basics of every branch of mathematics. Okay? Now let's go to marks distribution. Now, if you see the marks distribution, I did not give any marks for actually attendance. Did you see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir. That's scary, sir.
So usually I never give any marks in attendance. But please remember, attendance is very, very important. If you don't take class regular, if you don't take class seriously and regularly, then you people will miss 1 or 2 topics. And I always give lectures in such a way it is a consequence. Every lecture has a consequence to next lecture. Then that has another lecture. So this way the whole lectures are organized. So if you somehow miss 1 or 2 classes, then you do not get anything. You lost completely. So please remember, though there is no marks in attendance, you have to be very attentive and regular in the classes. Otherwise, you do not get anything. So remember this one. So this is my tricks. Though I do not give any marks in attendance, I know that if you people are not sincere in class, you don't get it. So don't take it lightly. Attendance is not marked, but attendance is very important. So let's go over marks distribution. Assignment is 20%. So I'm going to give you two assignments, one before mid, another before final. Quiz is 30%. There will be two quizzes, one before mid, another before final. Mid is 25% and final is 25%. Okay, now one person already asked me the question, sir, what is the method of actually the taking exam? How can you conduct the exam? We still don't know how we are going to conduct the exam. As we are approaching to the class test and mid and final, it is getting clearer. So, but let me give you some idea. It might happen. We might give you MCQ type of question. We might give you like short question, or we might give you the usual problem solvings. Anything might come. We don't know. We did not decide it yet, but we are going to eventually decide it. As we are approaching to quizzes and midterms, we are going to decide it. So don't worry about exam right now. Try to concentrate on the lectures. Try to understand and try to practice those problems. So that no matter what type of questions might come, you people can answer. Okay. And another thing is also, sir, it is very tentative. It is not rigid. It is tentative. It might happen after 2 months, magically the COVID disappear. Then of course, all the restrictions will be removed and the regular classes at IOB campus would start. So that time this marks distribution might change. We never know. Okay. Now tell me, do you have any more questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so you understand. So we did not fix it yet, how we are going to conduct the exam. And moreover, the method of exam is not actually also fixed. That are we going to use any server or are we going to use any tool, or IUB is going to provide us any kind of tool so that we can set up the question. Nothing is fixed yet, but hopefully it is going to be fixed. Grading. Now, okay, let's go to grading. According to IB policy and class dynamics. Okay. Recommended books. I have recommended very famous two books. All the standard district mathematics in various universities, they recommend these two books. Both of these two books are world famous. First one is Discrete Mathematics and Its Application by Kenneth H. Rosen. Second one is Discrete and Combinatorial Mathematics by Ralph P. Grimaldi. You can collect both of this or one of this, does not matter. But I do have the soft copy of these two books, but I cannot give you because those are stolen book, hacked book. So what is your duty? You are going to Google. I'm teaching you the cheating, okay? So you are going to Google these books and then you will find the link and you just download these books. Nothing special. Now, final note, final things to
Sir.
Yes, please.
Which edition? Like which edition?
Whatever edition is available.
Okay.
But yeah, it is a good question. Try to collect. Excuse me, please.
I guess 8th edition is available.
Try to collect Kenneth H. Rosen, the first book, 7th edition. Because assignment would be given from this book. Try to collect 7th edition, okay?
Sir, the 8th edition is available.
No, collect 7th edition because our assignment is from 7th edition. Okay.
For which book?
The first one, Discrete Mathematics and Its Application by Kenneth H. Rosen.
Okay, sir, can you just upload those and give us the link somehow? Like
Okay, I'm trying to find out the link. Don't worry. I'm trying to find out the link. Then I'm going to share the link with you. But 7th edition is very available. If you Google, you can easily find that one. Okay.
Yes, sir. I found it.
You find it. So it is pretty available. Yes, yes. Okay, now let's go to another important topic. That we are going to upload the lectures and We are going to upload the lectures regularly on both platforms, Google Classroom and Piazza. Don't worry about creating account in Piazza. Did you ever use Piazza?
Heard about it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody
sir.
used Piazza before?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, it is the hallmark tool of IUB at IUB CSC, because all the CSC actually faculty members, they always use Piazza. We never use the IUB's Blackboard, because we never get the access of Blackboard. But it is our hallmark to use Piazza, so you should be very familiar with Piazza. So I'm going to upload everything in both platforms, Google Classroom and also in Piazza. Okay, so but there's a catch. Most probably many of you before use Piazza account your personal email ID, but right now you have to use your IUB email ID for Piazza. So I'm going to send you a request to join the classes. If you already have account using your IUB email ID, that would be fine. Then you are just joining. If you don't have, you have to follow the steps of creating Piazza account again using your IUB ID. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let's go to notes, final notes. Plagiarism is strictly prohibited. All parties will be given -100 for any kind of instance. In the assignment, if you somehow caught plagiarism, somehow you have been caught for plagiarism, or you are caught for cheating, I'm going to give you -100% marks. That means if assignment is 10, you will get -10. And second thing is, assignment needs to be submitted the last class before the exam. No late would be granted. We are going to dealing more how you are going to submit assignment when I'm going to give the assignment. Okay, guys? Done? Do you have any query about the course outline? Please tell me. Is it clear to you guys?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
No query about anything. Girls, how about you? No query?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet, sir. Okay, fantastic. So let's start today's class then. We can actually stop presentation. Okay. Can you see the white paper?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
what is our first topic actually? What is our first topic?
Truth table?
So logic.
Propositional logic, right? Yes. So let's start with propositional logic.
Sir, I think you need to zoom out a little bit.
Zoom out a little bit.
Yes, yes, a bit.
Like now? Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
A
It's
little
fine.
more would be better.
Little more would be better.
Yes.
Little more zoom out.
Or you can just push the paper just a bit to the right.
Zoom out. Yes.
Okay, now?
Yeah, perfect.
That's
Perfect.
better.
Okay, can you tell me actually what is the function of logic? Why do we need logic? How logic is connected with mathematics? Logic is not only connected with mathematics. Logic is in fact connected with every scientific branch. How logic is connected with all those scientific branches? Logic is in mathematics. Logic is in physics. Logic is in chemistry. Logic is in even economics. Logic is in actually in social behavior. Everywhere there is logic. So how logic is connected? Can you tell me? What is your thinking?
Because everything need to make certain decisions, and those need to be based on logic.
What's wrong if we take a decision without logic? By the way, at first tell me what is logic actually. We always use this word. He is very logical. His thinking procedure is logical. He behaves logically. What is the meaning of this?
A reasonable explanation.
Yeah, being relevant to the topic.
What do you mean by reasonable actually?
Which makes sense.
Makes sense. Okay, so those are actually like daily actually uses. But our logic would be a little bit different. Okay, you are going to see. Logic, let me give you one example. Let's take this. Let's assume x square equal to 9. Okay? Then we write x equal to plus minus 3. So what is this actually? If x equal to plus 3, then definitely if we square x, we will get 9. Right?
Yes,
On the
sir.
other hand, if x equal to minus 3, if we again square it, definitely we get 9. So this step from x square 9 to getting x plus minus 3, this would be said a logical step. That means if this one is true, definitely this one is true. Now, how can you prove that the second step is true? You can prove it using logic. Using logic, you can prove it. So logic actually defines whether a mathematical step is correct or not. So it is one of the main major functionality of logic. It actually dictates the mathematical steps. It actually also said a mathematical step is correct or not. Okay, so it dictates the mathematical steps. Again, it also proves a mathematical step is sound or not. Okay, is it clear to you?
Yes.
Now, what is propositional logic? What is propositional logic? Propositional logic is based on proposition. Based on proposition. Now, what is proposition? Do you have any idea? It is also called statement.
A statement with a truth value.
Fantastic. Truth value. How about so what is truth value?
So the sentence would be either true or false.
Fantastic. Khubi sundar. So in propositional logic, each proposition or statement can have only two values. One is true, another one is false. So propositional logic is based on proposition or statement. Each proposition or statement can have two values, true or false, but not both at the same time. Okay? Not both at the same time. Can you give me an example of proposition? Yes. Anybody, please.
It's raining outside.
Yes.
Khub sundar. Now, it can have only two values, whether it is true or false. Right now, if it is raining outside, Right now, if it is raining outside, then actually it is true. Right now, if it is not raining outside, it is false. So definitely it is a proposition or statement. খুবই সুন্দর হয়েছে। So right now at outside of mine, there is no raining. So in my case, the answer is false. For some people, it might raining outside. For him, it is actually true. Okay. So this is a propositional statement. We usually denote the propositional statement using smaller letters. So let's assume small p is nothing but this statement. Okay. Now, for example, some sentences like exclamation or getting surprise, those cannot have any actually true or false value. So those statements or those proposition or statement cannot consider in propositional logic. For example, what a beautiful girl.
Sir, are you writing anything below it is raining? We are not able to see this.
Okay. What a beautiful girl. This is nothing but exclamation. We are
দেখা
expressing.
যাচ্ছে না
দেখা যাচ্ছে না এখন
না স্যার স্যার আরেকটু
জুম আউট বা ক্যামেরাটা একটু উপরে নিলে হয়তো দেখা যাবে।
স্যার এখন দেখা যাচ্ছে
এখন দেখা যাচ্ছে। Okay. So we are talking about this line. What a beautiful girl. This is actually exclamation. We are actually expressing our surprise, our exclamation that what a beautiful girl. It cannot have any true false value. So this cannot be proposition. Okay, guys.
Sir, why can it be a proposition?
Can you have true false value for this?
So like for someone she can be beautiful and for someone she can't be beautiful. Like,
But you are not talking about girls, whether girl is beautiful or not. You are talking about your feelings, your expression of surprise. It is not actually any case. That's why it is not proposition.
this
Okay.
is a single person's expression.
Personal feelings, right? And in logic, there is no place for personal feeling.
Sir, what if we say that girl is beautiful? Is that a proposition then?
The girl
Yes.
is beautiful. Definitely, it is a proposition because
Oh, I see.
to you, the girl might be beautiful. To another person, the girl might not be beautiful. But this is special case. Here, somebody is expressing his mindset. Somebody is expressing his exclamation. Somebody is expressing how he or she is feeling about that particular girl. There is no place for feelings in logic. Okay.
Coining for just one person.
Yeah, here it is pointing to one person. The girl is beautiful is also pointing to a particular girl. But that can have true and false value. It cannot have true and false value. That's why it is not proposition.
Got it.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Acha. So now let's go to another topic. So it is clear to you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let's go to primitive state. So if you take P, can you break it to more statements? What is our P? It is raining outside. Can you break it to 2 statements or can you break it to 3 statements?
It's raining outside. It's not sunny outside.
না সানির কথা তো আমি পিতে বলি নাই জাস্ট এটা কি ইট ইজ রেনিং আউটসাইড এটাকে কি আরো can you divide it to smaller parts?
No, sir. There is only a single information.
So
Uh,
do you mean by we paraphrase it?
It is raining.
Information does not change. Same information. Information does not change. Only one information there. Can it break it to two statements which have two different informations? Is it possible or not?
No, sir.
No, sir. So the statements which cannot be break off, those are called primitive statement. So P is a primitive statement. Now let's see this one. It is raining outside. And the boys are playing football. Now, can you break this statement to two statements?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Is it possible?
Yes, sir.
Here there are two statements. It is the raining outside.
Mhm.
This is nothing but P. If you create another statement, the boys are playing football. Then this one is nothing but R. So what is Q? Q is nothing but P connected to it on word called and R. So Q consists of two primitive statements, P and R. Okay. So this P, this one is called primitive statement because we cannot break it to more. On the other hand, Q can be break it to more than one primitive statement. That's the Q is called compound statement. And R is again also what? R is what? R is primitive.
Yes,
The
sir.
boys are playing football. So it is
Just
also
primitive.
Now, what is and? What is and? What is and actually? What is
Connector.
and?
Conjunction, conjunction or connector.
So whenever we are making compound statement using primitive statements, we need to use some sort of connectors, which connects, which logically connects actually the primitive statements. Okay, so connectives are very important. Without connectives, the logic would be like logic would be very powerless. Because of the connectives, logic gains its power. Because then we can create new and new and new complicated and compound statements. We are trying to prove this complicated and complex statement using logical formulas. So it might be possible. So these connectives are very important. Connectives gives power to the logic. From primitive statement, we can create complicated statements using connectives. So how many connectives are there? There are few very important connectives in the logic, propositional logic. Let's talk one by one. Number one, first one is this one. This one is what? This one is called conjunction. Conjunction. This one is called conjunction or and. Sorry, or. This one is called
স্যার কিছু তো
disjunction.
দেখতেছে না।
কিছুই দেখছেন না কেন? সবার কি একই অবস্থা?
No, sir.
না স্যার
No, sir.
দেখছি
দেখা যাচ্ছে।
I guess
হঠাৎ করে- কে
I
আসলেন
guess
হঠাৎ
স্যারের
করে?
স্ক্রিনটা পিন করে নিতে হবে।
হ্যাঁ, সেটা তো করতে হবে।
স্যারের স্ক্রিনটা পিন করে নাও তাহলে দেখতে পারবে।
আপনি কি মাত্র এসেছেন?
নো স্যার।
তাহলে এতক্ষণ কেন জাগ্রত ছিলেন না?
না দেখা গেছে মাত্র দেখা যাচ্ছিল না স্যার, তাই
এখন
আমি
আবার এই যে
তখনই বলছি।
এই যে বললো যে যেটা করতে স্ক্রিনটাকে
হ্যাঁ
এক্সটেন্ড করতে,
করছি স্যার।
এখন দেখা যাচ্ছে না?
স্যার।
আমার মনে হয় ইট ইজ ইউর পার্সোনাল ইস্যু, ওকে, আপনার কম্পিউটার। Should we continue?
জি জি স্যার।
Okay. So this one is called V like symbol. This is called conjunction or. This one is called disjunction or and. Number 3, not. Not is represented by this. Number 4, very, very important. The most important operator in logic, propositional logic, implies. সিম্বলটাই এরকম, আমার এগুলো ব্যবহার করা উচিত হয় নাই। এখন কনফিউজ হয়ে গেল, জানলাই তো? Did you get confused?
No, sir. I
মানে
understand.
এই সিম্বলটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে কনজাংশন, এই সিম্বলটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে
কনজাংশনটা স্যার এন্ড হবে না।
না, কনজাংশন অর পরে, এন্ড অর পরে, কনজাংশন অর, নট।
তো 4 নম্বর পয়েন্টটা দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
হোয়াট হ্যাপেন কেক, সবাই এরকম শোরগোল তুলছেন কেন? কি, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য প্রবলেম, টেল মি? ইজ এভরিবডি সিইং দ্য
স্যার
স্ক্রিন
4
অর নট?
নম্বর পয়েন্ট
স্যার হাফ কেটে গেছে
দেখা যাচ্ছে।
দেখা যাচ্ছে
ওকে,
এখন দেখা যাচ্ছে।
Page is too big for the frame, sir.
I guess sir আপনার ওয়েবক্যামটা আরেকটু উপরে নিলে ঠিকঠাক দেখা যেত। Yes sir, better.
Yes, sir. Better. Thank you, sir.
আচ্ছা, implies is itself like this, the symbol itself like this, and it is called implies. Okay, and finally number 5 is called this one. It is called bidirectional. Bidirectional. So these 5 are the most important connectives in the propositional logic. So far, do you have any question? You can ask this.
No, sir.
No, sir? Now, whenever we connect two or more primitive statements using connectives and form a compound statement, the compound statement status actually depend on the primitive statement. Now, how can we actually express the status of primitive statement? What is the status of primitive statement? How can you define?
It has only one information in it. You can break it into two.
Yeah. So what is the information actually?
It's raining
It is
outside.
raining outside.
Yeah.
So, what is the status of this statement right now? It might be true or false. So this is the status of the statement. So to express the status of the propositional statement, we use two values. One is true, another one is false, right? One is true and another one is false. Now, always writing true and false, it becomes very complicated. So that's why we are using, usually it is a standard, one for true and another 0 for false. For now on,
Sir, may I interrupt a bit?
yes, sure.
Sir, in the book, conjunction is written as and.
Okay, we are going to check it. Don't worry. Let's talk about this. truth values. Okay. Now, so from now on, we'll consider one is as true and 0 as I think you are right, actually. I made a mistake. You're right. Disjunction, it is actually convention. You're right. Yes, you are right. Thank you very much. Okay, truth values. So now on, we are going to define 1 as true and 0 as false. Okay. But it is nothing special actually. Always writing true and false is very cumbersome. That's why we will give the short notation. 1 is true and 0 and false. Now, the connective's value depends on the status of the primitive statements. Am I right? Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the status
sir.
of primitive statement?
They have only one information and they can't be broken into two.
And they can have only two values. One of the two values, true or false.
Yes, sir.
So definitely, if a compound statement consists of two primitive statements, how can we express the status of compound statement?
It can be both true, both false, or true, false at the same time.
Okay, so let's assume a compound statement. A compound statement is consist of one primitive statement, some connectives. Let's consider primitive 1, connective, primitive 2. Compound statement, primitive 1, connective, primitive 2. So, what is the status of this primitive statement actually? True or false? What is the status of this primitive statement? True or false, right? So, based on the status of primitive statement 1 and based on the status of the primitive statement 2, we can get the status of the primitive statement, whether it is true or false. Do you agree with me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for that one, we have to be very exhaustive. We have to take care of all the possibilities, right? So, what are the possibilities?
True,
Statement
true,
1, P1 might be, and P2. P1 might be true, P2 might be true,
true, yeah.
P1 might be false, P2 might be true, P1 might be true, P2 might be false, and P1 might be true, P2 might be true. Is there anything possible? Anything else possible?
Yes, sir. The last one you repeated
Sir,
Oh,
both
yeah,
false.
yeah,
False
both
and false.
false.
Yeah.
False and false. Is there anything else possible?
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay.
No.
So this kind of things, this kind of representation of primitive statements, all the combination, and finding the compound statements value is called nothing but truth table. Okay, those are nothing called truth table. All right. So as connectives created compound statement, each connectives has its own truth table. So let's see the truth table of connectives. Okay,
And or table removal.
সবগুলা truth table আছে. So let's take P, Q, P or Q, P and Q, and then what we have? P implies Q, P bidirectional Q, not P. Okay. So what is the combination of input P and Q is possible? So this is nothing but 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. So what is the combination? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now let's come to first one. P or Q. The definition of P or Q is whenever any of this primitive statement is true, it would be true. Otherwise, it is false. That means any of this, P or Q, any of this is true, the truth value of the compound statement would be true. Here 0 and 1, 1 is 1, so it is true. Here 1 and 0, 1 is 1, so it is true. Here both are 1, at least 1 is 1, so it is true. When both are false, it is false. Do you have any question?
So it's same as the coding stuff.
What
And
happened?
when we are doing the codings in C++ or something else, like যখন আমরা and use করি বা or use করি তখন যেরকম থাকে ওরকমই না স্যার টেবিলটা
ওইরকমই, হ্যাঁ ওইরকমই, একই জিনিস, একই জিনিস। or যখন ব্যবহার করি whenever in the C++ code inside the if or inside the while, when we connect to logical expression using or, okay, that time if any of this logical statement is true, we always inside the loop, right? Or we always inside the if block. Same. So actually that is the coding, and the governing logic of that coding is these things, the logic. Okay.
yes sir.
Okay. Now let's go to here. And Q. And Q. In case of and Q, whenever both of the primitive statements are true, that time only it is true. Otherwise, it is false. So 1, 1, both are true. In that case only it is true. Whenever both are not true, anyone is false, it is false. False. Okay. Do you have any question?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
No sir.
No, sir.
আচ্ছা, এইটা হচ্ছে P implies Q. This is the most important thing. এটা হচ্ছে ইম্পর্টেন্ট, আর কিছু নেই। এটা ট্রুথ টেবিলটা আমরা আগে একটু দেখেন, পরে এটা নিয়ে অনেক আলোচনা হবে। Actually, throughout logic, we are always discussing about implies. Right now, see this one. P implies Q. When P equal to 0, Q equal to 0, it is 1. When P equal to 0, Q equal to 1, it is also 1. When P equal to 1, Q equal to 0, that time it is 0. When P equal to 1, Q equal to 1, it is actually 1. So let's hold the decision for this one. Let's go to this one. Bidirection. Bidirection is when left and right both
Sir.
are true. Yes, please.
So could you just repeat the implies one again?
আমরা আসবো, এটা নিয়ে অনেক আলোচনা হবে।
Oh, okay.
We are working details, don't worry. Now, bidirectional. This one is easy. When LHS, left hand side and the right hand side both have same value, that time it is only 1. Otherwise, it is false. So, in this case, what is the left hand side?
0.
What is the right hand side?
0.
So, what would be the truth value?
False.
1.
Sorry,
In this
now.
case,
Zero.
what is the left hand side?
0,
0.
Right hand side?
True.
1.
1,
So it is not same. So what would be the truth value?
0.
In this case, left hand side is 1,
1,
right hand side is 0. So what is the truth value?
0,
In this case, left hand side is 1, right hand side is 1. So what is the truth value?
0,
1. Both are same. both are when left hand side and right hand side have same value, that time it is 1. Otherwise it is 0. আচ্ছা, এবার not p তে আসি। not p, what is not p? 0 becomes flipped. So 0
One.
becomes 1,
1.
0 becomes 1,
One.
1 becomes 0. এটা আসলে এতগুলা দরকারই ছিল না, একটা 0 আর একটা 1 এনাফ ছিল। যাক, লিখেছি। So this is the truth table. Do you have any query?
No, sir.
No, sir.
স্যার ইমপ্লাইডটা একটু শর্ট করে যদি আবার একটু বলে দিতেন, আমার নেটটা একদম ঝামেলা করে দিল।
এটা আমরা একটু ওয়েট করি, আমরা ইমপ্লাইজ এখনো শুরুই করিনি।
আচ্ছা,
আমি ইমপ্লাইজ শুরু করব।
Sir, I don't understand the logic behind the bidirection one.
Bidirection one, yes. Can you share with us? What is the logic behind bidirection?
Bidirection.
You do not understand the logic behind bidirection.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. আমরা এই দুটো একটু পোস্টপোন রাখি, bidirection আর ইমপ্লাইজটা, তাহলে আমরা বুঝবো। তার আগে আমরা এটা নিয়ে একটু let's work with this, okay?
Okay.
আচ্ছা, আমাকে একটু কয়েকটা বলেন তো দেখি। Is plain English, you are going to describe this. Not P. Yes. What is this means in plain English?
It is not
Not P and Q.
Not P and Q. Yes. What is it represents in plain English?
It is not raining outside and we are playing football.
And good. এটা এবার বলবো। Express it using symbol. What would be the symbol?
Not P or not Q.
Fantastic. So you understand this kind of logical formulas have equivalent English sentences, and this kind of English sentences has equivalent logical formulas. Okay.
So
Yes, sir.
Whenever we are properly express the primitive statements. But there is a catch. There's a big catch. Be careful when you use daily English and you use logic. I'm going to point out two things. When we say, let's assume this, daily English, please remember. It is raining outside. Or we are playing football. What is the meaning of this in daily English?
if the if it if it's raining outside, we'll not be playing football. And if
No,
it's
no,
not,
no, no. Not এর কোনো ব্যাপার এখানে নেই. What is the meaning of this? Which one is
Uh,
true?
both
Daily
may be
English.
true or anyone may be true.
yeah,
এটা তো you are talking about logic.
yeah,
Daily English যদি বলি whenever we are expressing these things, I'll do that or he will die. What is
Or-
the meaning of this? I will
Either
do
one
that
of-
or he will die. I will do that or he will die. How many statements are true there?
only one.
Only one. Only one. I will do that or
Or
he will die. So
yeah,
I will do that. If I do that, he will alive. Or if I don't do that, he will die. Only one is true. Okay. So whenever we are expressing or, actually, whenever we are expressing or in daily English, it is actually expressing only single of the two primitive statements is true. But that is not the case for logical or. Okay. That is not the case for logical or. In the logical or, both may be true. Am I right? If you go to truth table,
Yes, sir.
if you go to truth table, if you go to truth table, if you go to truth table, see, both can be true. If both can be true, still it is true, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's why it is not actually our daily English or. That's why it is also called inclusive or. It is called inclusive or. There is another or for logic, which is actually our daily English or. That is called exclusive or. An exclusive or is represented by or symbol. There is a bar under it. So can you tell me the truth table of exclusive or?
Exclusive or is basically the not bidirectional.
Not bidirectional. বুঝলাম না ট্রুথ টেবিলটা কি হবে এটা?
If both of them are same, then it's going to be 1 or else it's going to be 0.
উল্টাটা বলে ফেললেন না?
উল্টাটা হলো তো। এটা
Yes,
হবে যেটা-
উল্টা হয়ে গেছে।
Sir.
উল্টা হবে, হ্যাঁ।
যদি বোথ, এটা তো এখান থেকে, এটা তো অর থেকে আসে, যেটা হলো 0, আর
Zero.
আমরা এটাকে ডিসকার্ড করতে চাচ্ছি, কারণ আমরা বোথ ট্রুটাকে ডিসকার্ড করতে চাচ্ছি। It would be also 0 and it would be 1. So this is actually our daily English or, okay, which is actually called exclusive or in actually exclusive or in actually logic. Okay. All right. So remember, so there are some subtle difference between actually our daily English connectives and our connectives we are using in the daily English. Okay. All right. Do you have any more question? We should stop here today. From the next class, we will continue. So do you have any question? You can ask me questions.
স্যার একটু বাইরেকশনটা বুঝতে পারবেন?
Bidirectional আলোচনা তো নেক্সট ক্লাসে করব। এখন তো শুরুই করি। আমাকে একটু বলেন তো, মানে আমরা কেন এত দ্রুত যেতে চাচ্ছি? স্লো যাওয়াটা ভালো না?
No,
Yes,
sir. I
sir.
think he
পরে
missed,
আমি
missed that
বলি,
part of the
সবাই,
video,
আমি
so
একটা
he
কথা
is
বলি।
concerned that yes,
Next time I might getting very fast. People always complain after
Sir.
5 or 6 class I'm getting very fast. So that time you people might suffer. So it is better to go slowly. Okay.
স্যার
Yes, please.
এই লেকচারটা আপনার চ্যানেলে কখন আপলোড হবে?
আপলোড করব, দেখি আগে সবকিছু ঠিকঠাক করি একদম। It is completely new system, but I'm going to share the YouTube actually YouTube video link with you.
And sir,
ওকে স্যার।
স্যার আপনি যদি এই যে এই পেজগুলো এগুলো যদি স্ক্যান করে
হ্যাঁ, এগুলো সেটাও করা হবে। স্ক্যান করে ছবি তুলে জিপ ফাইল করে পোস্ট করা হবে। আর কোনো কোশ্চেন?
না স্যার।
Okay.
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so we can leave today, right?
Yes, sir.
See you
Yes,
in the
sir.
next class. In the next
Thank you,
class,
sir.
we'll start again with connectives. The two most important connectives, one is implies, another one is bidirectional. And we'll go
Bidirectional.
much details in implies and bidirectional. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a
Thank
nice
you,
day.
sir.
Bye.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
All right.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alright.